And we are back with more Elden Ring. Last time we left off, we've come across the Eternal City of Nokstella, the counterpart to the Eternal City of Nokron, deep underground. Now that said, Nokron was supposed to be the harder one to gain access to, but Nokstella actually took us longer to gain, proper access to, so I'm not quite sure what's up with that. Yes, we have quite a few ruins. Did I? As I slowly recall other things, I'm like, did I finish off last time upgrading things?
Well, I took you for it no matter how you're up.
Just in case, always good to check here. Did we upgrade the Black Knife? I'm still kind of feeling no. Like, the Black Knife's pretty good, but I feel like we'll probably get a better weapon at some point. Okay, then all the other ones are good. And I was a bit curious about... Okay, back for here. So we did upgrade the Claymon last time, I recalled. But I was also curious about, because there was a comment in the previous video about these guys being... I think it was these guys. Yeah, basically, the ones that explore the Eternal City with their big old shields. Yeah, they get attention. Like, there was a comment mentioning that they were good, I think. Or at least effective for that person who commented. And I was basically looking at this before of being like, oh, you know, taunting someone could be good, given that, like, we have our fisticuffs that are kind of meant for faster-paced action, but then we don't get the ability to block at all, which makes certain encounters a bit more dangerous. So we should probably... Let's see, what did we get the Claymon up to? Yeah, the Claymon are at +6, so we should probably get these guys maybe up to +6. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... okay. Good. So, they are at +6 now, even though I totally... No. Claymon are at +5, not +6, as are these guys now, because Grave Glove Wort 6 is very limited. And we've already upgraded basically Kindred of Rock to 7. We have no 8. So, okay, I think that should be good to hold off on any more upgrades there. Now, that said... would there be anyone who would want to take off in order to try out these shield people, too? I mean, Lieutenant's pretty good, and I mean, at some point also... Wait, where was she going? It's been such a long time with that quest. Some sort of Holy Land, something about the capital, I recall. I mean, if we come across something suspicious where it seems like she would want to be, we could always try resummoning her then. Yeah, I think that's probably our best bet. Either that, or maybe... Perfumer is a mixture. Perfumer is basically both good, but also sometimes a bit too defensive. Well, actually, let's give the Claymon a go, and then basically seeing how they work, we can then swap out later on. Which, okay, our runes are pretty good, so we'll need to keep an eye out for us leveling up. And, okay, processing here. Oh yeah, so, 2 things from talking to my soul-loving friend that I was curious about, because after last time, after we tried leaving the main capital, and we weren't able to due to a magical door sealed by Morgott, despite the fact that the Erdtree is down here at the capital, and Morgott kind of was feeling endgamey, but, like, obviously there's a lot more of the map here. And so, I kind of asked my soul's-living friend, I'm like, alright, that list that Gideon gave us, is this like Mega Man? Is this like Mega Man, like some of the later ones, that is, not the earlier, generally better ones, honestly, but kind of like, we're talking Mega Man, what is it, 7 and 8, where it's like, you get 4 Robot Masters to fight, and when you beat those 4, a new 4 spawn. And they basically confirmed that, yeah, so Gideon's current list is not everything. I don't know much beyond that. All I know is that we should be able to take down Morgott without risking, like, the end of the game triggering. So it's not really a penultimate boss, so we should get a new list of targets after Morgott. Which, in and of itself, is not too surprising. Like, my line of thinking behind that was... Like, we took care of most of Caelid, and there is still no sign of, what was her name? Melania? The one that actually originally took down, Radon? Or, they tied? And, like, all of this is still kind of weird, so it's like, you know, I kind of had that in mind. And then I was also forewarned, after basically my confusion on, like, what up with, where's Blaidd. I guess we need to find him. If we keep pressing forward, we will not naturally come across him. He will not keep his promise to us to catch up with us later. So it's probably in our best interest to track him down now. And just looking at basically the little icons in the map here. Basically, the clue I was given by my friend was to go back to locations that we associated with Blaidd. Which, like, he reminded me that we came across him, like, initially down here at the Forlorn Hound Everjail. Either that or we came across him there and then went to the Everjail, like... And yeah, we came across him basically in the Mistwood Ruins, and I believe we already looked, but he... Like, we first synced up with him over here to discuss how to get into Nokron. Which... Yeah, Nokron is still very weird, because it's like, this is Nokron, the Eternal City, but then... Oh, going up here... This is... Oh! I didn't notice that. So this is the nameless Eternal City. So there's actually 3 Eternal Cities. Nokstella, Nameless, and Nokron. Interesting. In my head last time, I totally thought that this is still part of Nokron. It was very confusing because it was so far away. But no, okay. So we're talking like... Talk about, you know, more than even the Nokron being kind of hidden away. Although I was also reminded, this is basically me kind of like, oh yeah, when I was going back in prepping the previous video, that we still need to go back over here at some point and drop down and check out this area. So not sure if that's exactly where Ranni wants us to go, but we haven't explored it yet though. So we have a couple of different like potential avenues here. I'm thinking we start off by trying to hunt down Blaidd. So we'll start off where we first heard his howling. And then once we hunt him down, we can kind of figure out more stuff about maybe what we're supposed to be doing for Ranni. Because, I mean, normally I would just keep going into Nokstella, and that's still kind of the rough tentative plan, but... I mean, we don't know what we're looking for. Like, so in theory, it could be back in Nokron, which is also another reason we're kind of, you know, going to head back to Nokron just in case. Like, maybe we've gone a bit too far. The main concern is that if we went too far, if we eventually go back and do it, we're going to have to go back forward again to do other stuff as well. Huh, was I always able to summon around here? Probably. That said, I'm not seeing Blaidd around here. And that giant badger bear is still there. And no sign of Blaidd. Although I am also now trying to recall... How did we get his attention before? I don't remember if it was like an emote that we got or not. Nope. Alright, wrong one. Remembering all the different buttons here. Okay. Switch. Point upwards. I'm trying to remember if there's like a clapping one, maybe? Thought it was like some sort of whistle. But I could totally be like swapping it out with like what was originally an item. Beacon? I mean, it kind of makes sense that we don't exactly see him up above. An idea also comes to mind. Dang it. We could totally try out our claimant on this badger bear here. Able to fight. Yeah, they are quite sturdy. Look at that, though. Taking full blows and not even stopping their casting. There he is. That's like, for how big this bear is, he's a bit hard to find. Yeah, they're pretty hardy. I mean, they weren't doing a ton of damage. Alright, beast blood. More poppily bubbles. Okay. They have my attention. I still don't know exactly how useful they would be in a boss fight, especially compared to Kindred of Rot, but still has potential. Let's see. Alright, Blaidd's not down here. Kind of figured, but you never know. I don't think I've also ever realized before that we can get blocked by our own summons. It is fun to get like a better look at the Claymen. I do kind of like them being primordial, essentially earth elementals. But okay, I don't think Blaidd is here. So next stop, probably the jail. Although, I'm also curious about checking back in with Clay. That's Thematic Merchant. I guess he was the first one that basically pointed us in the direction of Blaidd. So he might have a clue as to where his whereabouts are right now.
Ah, it's you again. Always a pleasure. Care to purchase anything?
No dialogue. Let's throw a pity purchase at him. Here you go.
Goodbye. Nice to do business.
Okay. Alright, so Blaidd's not here, nor any leads, so Everjail. The only other thing I could think about would be back at Ranni's headquarters, but that was only a projection of Blaidd, technically. Alright, so the jail is up over here. Yeah, I wonder if my friend was mistaken in terms of, like, maybe he knows of a place where Blaidd appears that I am not aware of? Oh! Alright, well. We heard Blaidd's howl. Oh, talk.
Oh, it's you. It's me, Blaidd. Old E.G. trapped me here. Told me I'd bring naught but bale to Lady Ranni. But there's no chance that could happen. I'm part of her being. The very shadow. I thought old E.G. knew as much. Honestly, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Huh. I mean... Boy, I don't want to make an enemy of E.G. I like the lad. The giant, friendly lad. But... I mean... I don't know, like, Blaidd seems to have maybe more of Ranni's trust than E.G. does? I don't know who's playing who in what way. But, you know what, technically we were never told by E.G. not to open the jail, so we're going to open it.
My thanks, friend. I'm going to see Mistress Ranni now. I don't know what came over old E.G., but even if the odds are slim, I need to check the Mistress is safe. Now, Ranni can finally set in motion the fight against her fate she's dreamt of for so long.
Okay.
I'm going to see Mistress Ranni now. I don't know what came over, but even if the...
Oh, wait.
I'm going to see Mistress...
I thought that was repeat dialogue, but the very end was different.
But even if the odds are slim, I need to check the Mistress is safe.
Okay. Man, I would not have thought to actually check for him here. I didn't know that you could reseal the jails to begin with, although it makes sense. Though, why does E.G. have the authority to open and seal the jails? That I don't know. While he goes checks in with Ranni, we can go check in with E.G. Hello, big lug. What up?
Greetings, my fellow. How can I help?
Like, we could have waited before letting him free, but alright, let's quickly buy this limited Somber Smithing Stone 4 from old EG here. Thankfully, the rest are all buyable back at base, so now we can, you know, not gonna say confront, but ask about. Why is Blaidd in the Everjail?
I presume you've spoken with Blaidd? Very well. There is something you should know. The Two Fingers gave Blaidd to Lady Ranni as a faithful follower. Her very shadow, incapable of treachery. But if Lady Ranni, as an Empyrean, resists being an instrument of the Two Fingers, the shadow will go mad, transforming from a follower into a horrid curse. But such is his destiny. In such matters, Blaidd's own thoughts hold no weight. It pains me so. But he must be neutralized. For Lady Ranni's sake.
Interesting. I want to say, and oops. I mean, I'm surprised that Two Fingers helped out Ranni to begin with. But I mean, the greater will and the guidance stuff is always a bit confusing to begin with. Man, that's why I'm down with the Three Fingers. In a world of madness, one might as well be mad.
Something else for you?
That's curious if you had any new dialogue after, like, just checking that. But alright. We can go check in with Ranni now. Which, I mean, hopefully she's safe? I mean, hopefully. Ranni's been on my shit list for a while. It's just like, she's got her schemes and whatnot. I mean, honestly, at this point, I've even kind of forgotten why we were starting to investigate the Night of the Black Knives to begin with. I mean, there's still the question of exactly what went down and why it went down, but... Alright, I mean, she's still here. Alright, and she doesn't want to wake up. You know, for being in charge of a small little organization like she is, she doesn't do a whole lot. Although there's still the question of why she interfered, or interacted, with us way back when. Like, why did she seek us out? And I believe it was her that gave us the ability to summon summons. And it was implied that Torrent was originally her steed. Though we got that technically from our own maiden. Oh. I mean, is Blaidd still down at the jail? Wait, no, that's... Gotta go further. No, looks like he wouldn't be. We're gonna roam the premise real quick to see if we can't come across the... Blaidd. Somewhere around here. Though, I mean, if he's gone potentially rogue against Ranni, like, through no volition of his own, he, in theory, could attack us. So we kind of got to be, like, on our guard. Well, that's if we can actually find him anywhere. And I'm kind of wondering, maybe he's at the other tower? Because that's been sealed from us. Alright, still sealed. So this is Renna's rise. And block shut for now still. Which I'm still not quite certain if Renna is Rennala. Or if Renna is a, like, daughter, sister, grandmother, like, what relationship? Although it's a bit vexing now. That's like we found Blaidd only to lose him again. I mean, Ranni is safe, so main priority. I'm kind of curious if he'd be maybe where Selvis used to be. So technically, maybe he's like at the entrance to this area. Like, if he does become a boss fight, maybe they're gonna reuse that like pool arena. Nope, and the Grace is still here, so... Alright, I'll check Celivis's old tower. Maybe go back to EG, or maybe even the round table if he's basically... If Blaidd actually has connections back to the Two Fingers. Could also always check the Puppet Workshop. But now, let's check Celivis's thing first. It feels like there's a mystery afoot here. Oh yeah, that's the Scarab. I'm figuring Celivis's tower is going to be empty still, but you never know if it would get repurposed as something. Celivis is still very much dead. Although wait, we can examine his body? Ah, if you want to still buy from him, as it were. Why would it even need to give his body Starlight Shards to even get these puppets? I'm also still curious why I have so many Starlight Shards compared to how many puppets we can buy. So someone else must take these as currency. Alright. Yeah, wherever he is, he's not here. So, check back into the EG and then check back down at the Ever Jail. Unless, like, did EG seal him in another jail and we have to keep on, like, unsealing him over and over again?
Greetings, my fellow.
Nope, alright. Huh. I'm going to assume that that ghost is always here. But, just in case. Ah, EG, forgive me. These royal grounds are placed in our trust, but we stood no chance. Okay. That's probably an old ghost. Oh, come on now. Let me teleport. There we go. Not there. Double checking any, like, icon for Blaidd along the way. Oh. It's interesting it still says Rennala, Queen of the Full Moon is here. We'll do a quick check here. Ba-ba-da-ba-dung. Warping over. Oh, she's back. Wait, why is she back? I thought Selen banished her. Or killed her. Wait, where's Selen? Ooh. Witch's Glintstone Crown.
My friend, I
Huh. Okay. Rennala, what did you do? I thought you were dead.
Art thou now assured of thy want to be born anew? Be not
Can't.
alarmed, nor afeared. I would birth thee.
Can't address the giant stone head in the room. See, the thing that I can't tell is whether Rennala did that to Selen, or did unleashing the Primeval Current do this to Selen? Like, what did what? She was going to celebrate my eventual victory. Ah. One of the Glintstone Crowns bestowed upon Raya Lucaria scholars whose pursuits were deemed worthy increases intelligence and arcane to the detriment of stamina. This gentle-looking crown was granted to a scholar who excelled in her studies, which also merited the title of a witch. Also, is this open yet? Nope, still not open. I doubt anyone else is around here, at least no one on the icons. I have to wonder if I should... Well, actually, I was going to say put her out of her misery, but Yep, I can't even attack in here. Can't even put our old teacher out of her misery. And I do like how basically her old mask is like part of this jumbled mess here. Though I suspect probably if I look at any of these giant head things, it's probably the same case. And it's a shame no one can explain more about the whole primeval current stuff to us. Bit curious about that now. But okay, let us go. Yeah, back to the jail. Like, Blaidd's icon's not there anymore, but maybe he's still there? Alright. Back on the horse. Or, Torrent to be more... Huh. Did I hear something activate? How interesting. And just double checking here to see if a Blaidd icon hasn't appeared down here, but I'm not seeing it. We can do... one last look at Ranni's place? And then we should probably get on with it. Blaidd will appear back on his own time at some point. But double checking. Did I see an unknown icon just now? So that's teleporting over here. Ah, yeah, I forgot that the finger reader crones have the same, like, a person is here icon. Alright. Well, double check down below. Oh, actually we should check the round table. Yeah, okay. Yep, no Blaidd unless he's a literal wolf now. So, alright, round table. And then we'll get on with the adventure. Assuming I'm not forgetting anything. Part of me really is kind of double checking my mind. But like, what was I forgetting? Let's see. 2 fingers. Can I talk to you? Nope. I'm still very curious if there's like a 4 fingers and a 1 finger, or whether the 3 and the 2 are a full 5. But alright. I mean, I didn't look that hard for him, but yeah, I guess he's just not here. Okay, that's Volcano Manor. Alright. Well, in that case, we should go back into Nokron. Oh yeah, I forgot the merchants also have icons here. Alright, let's go. Okay, that's the abandoned merchant. Yeah, let's go to the Ancestral Woods and drop down to the Mercury Slime area. Alright. Oh yeah, I forgot about the miniature ladies that sing. Now, will this be easier or not with Torrent? Might be easier without. And I'm going to assume that this path leads... Okay, here we go. The Night's Sacred Ground. I get the feeling that this is probably the area that wherever Ranni wants us to find is here. Okay, there's some silver tier slime bits. Again, figure doing this first because it might then tell us more about what to expect. And these statues are still pretty creepy. Ooh. Oh, silver tier. Alright. Well, they're dead now. But so they can turn into full mimics then. Alright, a rune arc. Okay, more Spider-Man parkouring here. Okay. Yeah, more and more stuff. Okay, Celestial Dew. has to be a safe way down somewhere, right? I mean, it's probably a survivable jump, although... Oh, can't target that. I mean, if we get on Torrent, we could probably jump over there. But... let's first investigate here. Okay, nothing. Alright, what I'm gonna do... go over here. Oh, we can't summon Torrent anymore. Okay. Ooh, okay. Alright, more Silver Tier Husk. Are we at a bit of a dead end now? I do wonder if we can actually get on that roof, or whether we would just, like, slip off if we tried. I thought maybe, like, jumping from here, but that is definitely too wide of a gap for us to get over. Might as well grab this. Okay, don't slip off. Okay, good. I like how that silver tier is still fizzing away down there, the death volume. Okay, so it's taking this shape there. Ooh. Dang, they hit hard. Well, we know how to get back now. I'm just a bit concerned of slipping and losing all those runes. Hopefully won't be the case. Alright, run, run, run. Jump. Hug wall. Jump. And hug. Alright, try to get this one to spawn. Like, ideally we can get it to fall. There we go. They don't have the best survival instinct, thankfully. And then we can find out how actually human-ish they are here. Oh, they don't have much resistance at all to frenzy. Interesting. That they would be so susceptible to it. I mean, it kind of makes sense, like if they're freshly formed humanoids. Alright, go to Rune 7. Then yeah, they don't maybe have like the necessary soul to kind of like fend off the frenzy. And da-da-da-dung. I mean, thankfully we can kind of hear them like poof up where they are. I hear a scarab. Now first... Ooh. More nascent butterflies, which again, I do wonder what the significance of those are. Alright. Double checking. Again, whenever I see them, I'm kind of like, is there a secret? But that doesn't seem to be the correlation. The question with the scarab jingling, is it down below or is it across? I mean, I don't think... Wait, we came from... Yeah, we came from that way, so... What's on this roof? Ah, just death. Alright. Okay. Down and across. And it sounds like it's coming from inside here. And yet, not seeing it yet. I'm trying to keep an eye out for any slimes that could turn. Right now they're fine one at a time, but if we come across a crowd of them, that's going to require a bit more strategic thinking. Oh, just health? Yep, just health. Oh, and a fog door, but the stone key fog door. The black whetstone. Grants choice of affinity, upgrade to weapon. Black whetstone with a cipher engraved can be used as a whetstone knife. When applying an affinity using physical or cult type ashes of war, an additional affinity of poison, blood, or cult can be chosen. Neat. Though I get the vibe that's probably not what Ranni sent us here for. It's like... all of this... Yeah, okay. All of it's water. I was kind of wondering if like some of it was blood or not. Why an open window here? Oh, I guess they're all open. Okay. And I guess we might as well open this up. The question is that an enemy or an NPC? Stone sword key with lots of use. Ignore the light growing stronger. Alright, simple enough. Smithing stone 3. And... ooh. Mimic tier ashes. Ooh. Legendary Ashen Remains, used to summon the spirit of the Mimic tier. Summoning consumes HP rather than FP. The spirit takes the form of the summoner to fight alongside them, but its mimicry does not extend to imitating the summoner's will. Mimic tiers are the result of an attempt by the Eternal City to forge a lord. An Elden Lord, or more of a generic lord? Though in general, I do love me some mimics. And slimes, so it's like... I'm definitely going to need to upgrade that and use it. I wonder if it takes the form of whatever we have, like, equipped at the time, or whether it has, like, full access to our gamut of weapons. I'd imagine it's only what we have equipped at the time. Which at that point, the temptation would be to have boxer version of me kind of be my own summon. Grab some more silver tier husk. But yeah, they're trying to forge their own lord, and that may be what Ranni's after. Should just double check over here, make sure nothing here. Well, we could fall down if we wanted to, but let's try and do things proper like. Ooh, nice. Thought I heard footsteps for a second. Alright, yeah, it's just like, wait a minute. It's like, don't trust anything that looks potentially metal-ish here. One more. mean, do you wanna... I'm assuming they're climbing up. There we go. Ragdolling. One of the best things to ever be introduced to gaming. I just love the fall backwards and the fall down. Okay. So I wonder if these things are like failed mimics. Alright, a larval tier. But it would explain why these things are always like kind of coming out of the walls in like goopy bits. I mean, or maybe they were successful in creating a lord. Hello. Dang it. And whatever that, like, weird fake lord did, this may be what caused the Eternal City to become vacated? To top off as a just in case, or to press forward? Well, I should drink some mana. Okay, good. Finally a spot of grace. I've been wondering where some grace has been. Okay, let's stay away from the horde of mimic slimes. Wait, how many runes? Okay, we don't have enough runes to level up yet. To heal? Nah, I think we can see if we can't get maybe like a free heal here. Huh, thought this one would turn into a creature, but nope. Oh, no, did not quite reach. Oh, and they get full heals from transforming. I mean, thankfully they're pretty weak. I wonder if it's actually strong against even the regular slimes. Decent enough. Oh, more celestial dew. Like, if they're all capable of transforming, I want to be a bit careful. Okay, so far so good. Alright, go to Ruin 7. Soft cotton. There we go. And we're getting closer and closer to the mummified thingamajig, whatever it is. Which I don't know if this will be a giant like EG is, or a different species, or what. Alright, more nascent butterfly. Isn't their area was called? Yeah, the Night's Sacred Ground. Again, the name in and of itself kind of implies that Ranni's treasure is somewhere around here. Because she wanted to become the Knight's Imperium, if I recall correctly. I don't think I could hug that entire wall. Nor is it exactly a safe drop. Okay, we should top off on mana there. Okay, teleporter. Thought I heard a footstep again for a brief moment, but it might have been the crackling of the flame. Alright, similar to that other statue. Check the back. Nothing there, though. The big thing is this teleporter going to teleport us right into a boss fight? It feels like if there was going to be a mimic in the game, it would be in, like, chest in this area. Finger Slayer Blade. And Great Ghost Glovewort. Which these are? The Finger Slayer Blade. Ah, okay. Hidden Treasure, the Eternal City of Nokron. The Hidden Treasure, the Eternal City of Nokron. A blade said to have been born of a corpse. This blood-drenched fetish is proof of the high treason committed by the Eternal City and symbolizes its downfall. Cannot be wielded by those without a fate, but is also said to be able to harm the Greater Will and its vassals. Okay. Which I'm trying to think if we're without a fate or not. Given that we can see grace, so we're guided by the Greater Will, but I don't know basically to what degree, you know, things are bad for us. Okay, and this allows basically a legendary thing to become +10. Interesting. Well, so that's the treasure then. We use this. Travel to another location? Yes. Oh. Alright. And all the streets are still clear. I'm trying to think if there's any locations that were kind of obvious, but we didn't actually explore. I think we got most of it. Like, we went through here, crossed over. This was the room with the mimic ashes in it. Went down, and then that way. And then this just drops off into, like, the regular area. Okay. So in theory, we can report back to Ranni if we wanted to. So I also want to go upgrade those mimic ashes. I am very intrigued by them. And it's one of those things where it's just like, shouldn't, you know, in theory, shouldn't I wait on upgrading them to actually get them a trial run? But, like, quite frankly, if I'm disappointed in the ashes, I have no one to blame but myself because it's just me. It's mimicking me. I'm kind of excited about the ability to kind of, like, forge the mimic to be different things. Alright. So to make things a bit easier here, here we are. Okay, we're gonna buy boom, boom, boom. That takes care of the first 3 levels for the slime. I do wonder how much health it takes. It's one of the things where it's like, we'll need to, like, down a healing potion right afterwards.
Greetings, are you here for spirit?
And spirit tuning. Actually, if anything, hold on. Who to swap out? I kind of want to keep Latenna on there, even though she's the weakest link, just because her being there reminds me I have her to begin with, which reminds me of her quest. We could swap out the Clayman. Or Perfumer Trisha. Thing is, though, Perfumer Trisha was really good against that one invisible black dagger assassin. There was a comment in that video that says we're going to come across more of them later. Alright, Latenna, I'm going to hopefully rely on my memory to remember that you exist. In the meantime, boom, Mimic Tier.
Greetings, are you here for spirit?
Yes, I am. Okay. 1. Did I truly have so little, Ghost Glovewort? Okay. Okay, goes. Brief moment there. I was just like, okay, it costs 660 HP to summon, and I wanted to double check my health. I'm like, I can actually summon this thing, right? And yeah, I do. Okay. It takes most of my health, but it is summonable. Okay. I think at least get it to the level of +5. Now, do we want to go even further? We have 6. Okay. I think that's good for right now. For an untested summon, as it were. But alright, let us go ahead. To give to Ranni or not to give to Ranni? Let's go check another buddy EG. I'm curious what happens basically, like, if Ranni dies and he's still alive. Like, does he just go away? Does he be like, oh well, I failed?
Greetings.
Alright, nothing there. Ranni thrives. Alright. I feel like now that we got the treasure, we should check the building to see if Blaidd is up here somewhere. Alright. Again, why would the two fingers be assisting Ranni? I mean, obviously Blaidd is like, you know, unwilling double agent. Like, he was gifted and he can't betray her, but by the same point though, he will betray her the moment she goes against the two fingers. So that'd be the reason for, you know, the quote-unquote help. I guess in a way it's no different than me, of like, I'm helping Ranni, but I have no loyalty to Ranni. I'm using her, she's using me. Wakey wakey.
Ah, it was thee, not Blaidd it seemeth. Even in my slumber I sensed it. It is in thy possession, is it not? The hidden treasure of Nokron. My thanks. Finally all the pieces are in place. Soon must I begin my journey. Upon the dark path only I may tread. Ah, but before I leave, I must entrust thee with this. Take it.
The Carrion Inverted Statue.
My discarded flesh lieth beyond the seal unlocked by it, upon which is carved the curse mark of thy desire. I can fathom what thy purpose might be. Neither of us is welcomed by the brighter path, I see. You may leave now. It was but brief, but thou gavest me fine service. What is it? Thy purpose in approaching me was to obtain the curse mark, was it not? You may leave now. I too am to depart on a journey. Upon the dark path only I may tread. What is it? Thy purpose in
Okay.
You may leave. I too am.
So I guess our mutual business is accounted for, although... What? Did we actually hand it over? Okay, cool. So it is handed over. There's just no confirmation that it, like, you know, removed from my inventory. And then we should double check to see if Blaidd is down here or not. And I don't see him from up here. But, like, the theory is that the moment she moves against it, Blaidd is going to kind of, like, put a stop to her. I'm also kind of curious exactly what I'm searching out the curse mark for now, because it's like... See, it's stuff like that I'm kind of hesitant about going forward in Nokstella, because by activating Dee's brother without having whatever I'm looking for, does that kind of lock me out of stuff? Or will he, like, reappear next to the gargoyles now? Or maybe I take it to the lady that sleeps with death? I'm not seeing, Blaidd anywhere. Like, double checking the radar to make sure, yeah, his symbol's not popping back up anywhere. I wonder if Ichi's gonna be happy or angry with me for having, like, helped her along.
Oh, there you are. Good of you to drop by. Have you heard? Lady Ranni has departed on her journey along the dark path of Empyrean, from Renna's Rise, as she calls it. It would not have been possible without you. As Lady Ranni's war counselor, and moreover, her childhood warden, I express my deepest gratitude. You, and only you, were Lady Ranni's true champion. My purpose is nearing its end.
What?
I've served Lady Ranni for as long as I can remember. It has been a long and wondrous journey. Now Lady Ranni is in your hands. I pray that you serve her well, unto the very end. Lady Ranni has departed along the... Now
Okay.
I pray that...
You're not gonna die, old buddy, old pal. Right? Okay. He has nothing new to sell. It's okay, so she leaves out of Renna's Rise, which... And there's definitely a couple of different potential things. I mean, I'm curious about this. Especially since there's a comment pointing out that, Rennala... all these names. Yes, that Rennala's rune's already activated, and I thought this would be the Divine Tower that would be activated, but, I guess Ranni's body was here all along. Which I want to kind of get that, to kind of see exactly what happens here. Alright, examine pedestal. I'm assuming, yay! So the path should be forward, or not forward. The path should be there now. Yes, those are words. Okay. I'm going to assume this is the correct way to go. So that's why this thing was here before. Ooh. Wait, what were these guys? Ah, yeah, the fingers. Alright, Somber Synthetic Stone 2. Receptor Miriam. Are you the one I fought before? I wonder if they're gonna... Oop. Aw, he's not running off. Unless he gets pushed off by the ghost? Maybe I-beams? Maybe I-beams. Try again. Ouch. Thankfully, he's not fast enough to dodge these, and we can build a frenzy too on him. Dang it. There we go. Cool. I mean, I figured he would move somewhere else. Where is he shooting from, though? Okay, so somewhere over there. Okay. Left or right? And it's looking like left has a treasure, so... Assuming we can drop down safely. I mean, thankfully, spending all that stuff to upgrade the slime, don't have to worry about losing out on a lot of ruin suddenly. The Mask of Confidence. Okay. I just, want to make sure that guy wasn't moving forward on this. Mask with mouth sewn shut with gold thread, increases arcane. When Radagon married Rennala, he ordered the Carrion magic preceptors to don these masks to make it clear that all of their matters were to be kept strictly private. Okay. Yeah, you okay over there? Make sure that wasn't passing through potentially a trap. Alright, Cuckoo Glintstone. Ah, there he is. Okay. I thought I saw him over there, but then I... Oh, alright. But then I wasn't totally certain. There we go. There we go. Lucidity. Okay. Alleviates buildup of sleep and madness. One of the sorceries of the Carrion royal family. Alleviates buildup of sleep and madness. This sorcery can be cast while in motion. The Carrion knights never waver. Interesting. Alright. Now... Yeah, okay. So we go over here, I think. And on that we should turn on the lantern. Refill on mana. There we go. There we are. Cuckoo Surcoat. Or Surcoat. Armor worn by the Rennala Academy soldiers. The surcoat depicts twin cuckoos peering into a flourishing massive glintstone, or peering into a flourishing massive glintstone. To a glintstone sorcerer, the body is a transient thing. The cuckoo alone knows its insignificance, yet watches over it all the same. Oop, hello. Burn it to a crisp. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna assume we drop down to one of the chandeliers pretty shortly here. Oh, or over here. I think this is safe. Yep. Thought I heard something, but it might just be the chandeliers rocking back and forth. Okay. Trying to make our way to the treasure. Alright. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Okay. Treasure over there and treasure over here. I think... Yeah, okay, they roughly connect. Okay, glintstone firefly. We can squeeze by these, right? Yeah, okay. Yet again. Do not like heights. Holy proof dried liver. Assume that builds up a holy resistance. Okay, before we jump down, let's make sure nothing else around here. Not seeing it. Okay, tap the button. I wonder / assume that at some point our world goes back to normal. Also, given that the door closes when we hit that, we probably can't, like, run and double check things. Right, I'm half tempted to, actually. Is it possible to jump over the railing? No. If there is any secret, we're gonna have to, like, find a different way to access it. Doing a quick loop-de-loop here to double check for secrets. Though, not seeing any. Like, half afraid of running too fast and then, like, falling to my death. Okay, and each of these have basically a statue, I believe. Yep, this was the opening one. Okay, we can actually open it upside down. Nice visual. Okay, and so they cutscene you, so that's how they flip the world back up right. Alright, touch grace. So yeah, what happens if I try to go back inside? Ah, you can't. Okay. Alright, that explains things. Also, I just realized I should have probably tried to shackle around there, but oh well. Alright, so this should be the Divine Tower of Rennala. But, I mean, I was about to say, like, but why are we here if we already have Rennala's Ruin activated? But obviously we're here for Ranni's body. Why are we being led with breadcrumbs? Oop. Oh, what the? I mean, would it reach? Oh, it has Godslayer incantation, so. Oh. Alright, he has a pretty good aim. Ouch. Yep. Ha! Oh, boo. He has ghostly teleportation powers. Alright. Now the thing is, does that heal him or no? Oh, actually, you know, we need more of a healing than he does. Alright, rest. Oh, actually, hold on. We rest again. No conversation with our maiden, right? Nope. Okay, now we know what to expect. I mean, definitely one of the Black Dagger Godslayer folk. And I guess we might as well pick up these along the way. But where did he, There he is. I do not like how much damage that does. There we go. So we hit each other. Ooh. Okay. Didn't expect that. Oof. A very interesting enemy type of, like, he wears his fat, like, folds, has a giant tail. Something tells me blunt damage would not be the best against him if we want to try and, like, box him. But we can't use any summons here, so trying to summon a slime is out of the question. I am a bit curious to try his own medicine against him here with another, like, Black Dagger. Okay. Out of it. I totally forgot if I picked up my runes or not, which is why I had to check things there. Dang it. Yeah, saw that coming. Pretty good damage to a certain extent, but I think we can do better. If anything, actually, a bit curious about maybe trying to inflict Scarlet Rot on him. Okay, bust out our Dragon Breath. Then also, yeah, bust out the regular Spear. It's like we want to pull him back a tiny bit to guarantee that we can get our runes each time, but we don't want to do it too much, though. Go. There we go. Didn't expect him to go so quickly. There we are. Good old rot. The Godskin Noble Hood, Noble Robe, Noble Bracelets, and Noble Trousers. Hood made by sewing together patches of smooth skin. Subtuous? I don't know that word. Substantious fat makes it plump and soft, worn by Godskin nobles. Nobles are the most ancient apostles who are said to never have been assimilated, or who are said to have assimilated in human physiology. Not unlike the Crucible, the archery in its primordial form. Okay, nobles are our most ancient apostles. They assimilated inhuman, okay. By Godskin nobles and nobles. Okay, so they're like the early Erdtree humans? Robe made by sewing together patches of smooth skin. Da-da-da-da. Worn by Godskin nobles, known for their seven-face aprons. Strengthens the Noble Presence incantation. Nobles are the most ancient apostles who are said to have assimilated. Okay, that same thing. Black bracelets of the Godskin nobles. And... yep, alright, same thing for the trousers. Interesting. I'm curious what the, what do they call it? The Noble Presence incantation is. I kind of figure we're going to be getting that pretty soon here. The question is, do we have more of these guys to fight or not? Which I guess if we do, we should bust out the Rotten Breath. Just kind of waiting for the little like teleport in thing to happen. Okay, but none of that. Guess we might as well pick up more of the rune fragments. It's like I'm so close and I'm getting distracted by very tiny, much more easily findable... oh, Sanctuary Stone. Okay. So, we've already gotten one of those before. Alright. Divine Tower of Liurnia. Oh, yeah. I always called this Raylicaria, but I forgot this entire region is Liurnia of the Lakes. The Academy is Raylicaria. Alright. Okay. I'm assuming, like last time, that there'll be nothing underneath. Although I guess that's always a dangerous assumption to start making. Can I peek over the edge? Eh, not so much. Like, given how much of Eternal City stuff's underneath this area, it'd be good to make sure there's no elevator that comes up from below when we activate this one. Alright. I'm curious what Ranni's original body looks like. Like, is her current body modeled after her old body? Or is it like... or we have to come across a giant, like, tentacle squid? The answer is... hard to tell. It kind of seems like she was taller originally. Curse Mark of Death and the Stargazer Heirloom. Okay. The Stargazer Heirloom raises intelligence. And Curse Mark of Death, Curse Mark carved into Lunar Princess Ranni's discarded flesh. Curse Mark carved into the discarded flesh of Ranni the Witch, also known as the half-wheel wound of the centipede. This curse mark was carved at the moment of death of the first demigod, and should have taken the shape of a circle. However, 2 demigods perished at the same time, breaking the curse mark into 2 half-wheels. Ranni was the first of the demigods whose flesh perished, while the Prince of Death perished in soul alone. Okay, so the Prince of Death's flesh perished, but Ranni's soul perished? No, okay, her flesh perished. Oh yeah, so the Prince of Death kept his flesh, no soul. Ranni lost her flesh, kept her soul. Okay, there we go. I can do basic logic here. Now, the bittersweet thing is, what do we do now? I mean, Rajay pointed us towards Dee's brother, but I don't know if he is still going to be here or not. And I guess basically we might as well go... Wait, actually, before we do that, I almost forgot we should double check the elevator, just in case. I'm trying to think if anyone else would be interested in... I mean, I guess, quite honestly, like, I could see maybe the Prince of Death being interested in it. And we know where to find him, since we've already gone there. Again, a lot of this stuff makes me kind of wonder if, like, you know, I should have been doing this a bit better along the path to our current area, Nokstella. Because then it'd be like, you know, what's the next destination? Well, Dee's brother, and then the Prince of Death, which are connected to this, and then they might point us to the, whatever that red swamp is beneath Leonaria? Lenaria? Is that a... Okay, not a banner. It's like dripping shadow. Alright. Send that back up. Not seeing anything yet. A very long elevator. I want to make sure that there's no, like, secret indentation here. Alright, not seeing secret indentation. Okay, so we'll go ahead, basically recall the elevator, and then let us go up over here. Alright, back to the aqueduct facing cliffs. Wait. This might be the wrong one. Yes, okay. This is the wrong one. I want one... I could have sworn this is one that spawned from the boss, but I thought there was one right before where Dee's brother was, but maybe not. Sadly, cannot summon Torrent here, so I have to run through the giant boss arena to see if we can't find Dee's brother. Because that was the last hint that Rajier gave us. But we might have... You know, I wouldn't call this sequence breaking, but we might have broken the sequence nonetheless, in terms of, like, by activating Dee's brother before we got this curse mark. I wonder if we've kind of, screwed ourselves out of potential story stuff here. I mean, quite frankly, I don't really have much use for the curse mark by myself. No sign of Dee's brother. App finger reader crone. And I guess we can go back to the Prince of Death's throne. Hey, hey.
Go on. Kill me, you deny us, do you not? Because we deign to live in...
That's right, yeah.
For I wish to be him, so it is. I must...
It's like, lady, have you seen Dee's brother? We're looking for him. I thought she might also have use for it, because if the Prince of Death and Ranni, quote-unquote, died at the same time, then in theory something a bit more there, but... And maybe the finger reader might know something more about it? Yeah, where are you, finger reader? Here you are.
Oh, Lord Godwin. Oh, my poor, sweet lordling should have died a true death. A scion of the golden bough. Oh.
Okay. Not much there. I wonder, do we go back to... Okay. Like, is it left side elevator? Boy, it's been a long, long time since we've gone beneath the castle here. Okay, do we go back over to this area, maybe? Where Rajier first met his death. Well, let's see if I can remember. Okay, yeah, this is the correct path. Been a long, long time. Dang it. There we go. Whew. Almost fell for my trouble, so. There we go. Alright. Down, down, down. Huh. Did I check back here before? Okay, this is basically filled in porticuli. Porticulus. I'm never great at saying certain old-timey words. I mean, it's kind of like for the longest time, the whole, you know, J with the G, it'd always be like, a gale, a goal. Alright. I do remember there being rats here. But... there we are, we just burn it with fire. To the best of our ability. I wanted to check my eyes there briefly to be like, are they going to be glowing with frenzy? Okay. I imagine that the giant, like, root dragon worm thing will stay dead. Okay. I was kind of thinking maybe like we use the curse mark touching that blood stain and something would happen, but nothing happened. Oh. Yeah, we've hit a bit of a proverbial dead end, as it were. Maybe Rajier's back here? It's like, I know he's been dead for a while, but you never know. Like, we went through all this effort to get this death mark, but now we have very little need of it. I mean, I guess, actually, Dee's old boss might know what up with it. Hello, old friend. You want to eat this death mark? Or curse mark? What? Boo. I do wonder why he has this giant, statue guy here. I mean, is it okay if we take down the gargoyle? Or, like, would that anger our boss? I mean, we've already tried to take it down before. I guess if anything. Cool, cool. Alright. Time to try out our Mimic Tier Ashes. Okay, good. Black Blaidd Kindred. Oof. Alright, slime is definitely taking a lot. Oh, they swapped to the dagger. Okay, so they actually can use my full repertoire of weapons. That's cool. still one-hit KO, but we got it down to less than half health, though. Way to go, other slimy me. Yeah, I'm kind of curious exactly like where Ranni stance lies with these guys. But okay, so slime can just be fully me. And I must say, they were doing some pretty good damage with the Black Dagger, so... Alright, me, let's do this. I do find it funny that other me is way more durable than me. I thought he would maybe be a bit stuck there on that ledge, but that was not remotely the case. Alright, we're gonna try one more time on this particular guy. Alright, da-da-da-da-dung. Run outside, grab this. Yeah, I don't think Frenzy would work much on it, but have that as a backup weapon. Alright. Drink. Didn't even give me a chance to start drinking. Ooh, actually, we have those equipped. We could try out with the shield people too. But no, I kind of like the slime better. I like having me. I love myself. All right, let's see here. Yep, slime again. Wonder if it give up basically the frozen lightning spear. Yeah, I think maybe they just... Whoop! Hello! Alright. Just wailing on my slime. Oh, but even they, oh nice, casting on my miracles too. I like this. There we go. Well, to a degree. Now my slime's gonna take a beating. Let's try to get his attention. You know, this just might work. I spoke too soon. One more time. One more time. Because actually, if he was kind of stuck there and I used a bit better downward-facing thing, that might have been a bit easier to do. Alright, me. Let's get to work. Yeah, after I grab this. Actually, after I do this to cap off the max health. Dang it. Trouble target locking. Come on, giant guy. Okay. Drink. Alright, come on, target lock. Wrong one. Oh, that actually works from up here. Uh-oh. Replenish mana. Sadly, it doesn't quite seem to be working as well anymore. Okay. That actually kind of worked. Uh-oh. Getting close. Alright, about to be out of mana here. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, I think it's going to be the way to kind of beat him earlier than I should, but it is very difficult, like, right there. Alright. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, ruins are over here. See if there's any other spell or skill that would have helped. Not particularly. I do kind of once again think about the Blaidd of Death. Once more. Oh yeah, I have poison weapons still. I forgot all about that. Honestly, that little jump up kind of actually helps us land a bit better. And my bacteria's in trouble. Uh-oh, yep. The sad thing is, I know this is doable, but it would just take a lot of patience. Well, maybe not a lot. An okay amount of patience. Once more, with the understanding that we'll go ahead and call it after this guy. Kind of balancing things out a bit here. Alright, come on, slime. I want you to check this point, and I'll check up there. Too early. Okay, now that he's over here again. I'm on target. Be careful not to fall. Right, replenish breath. And then... replenish health, and then... Yeah, man, the fact that it's just one hit, one kill. Alright. Yeah, let's... go ahead and call it for today. I know we didn't get any Nokstella in, but... well, okay. You know what we're gonna do? Just kind of tap things off here on a better tradition. Alright, gather that. We're not gonna try and take out this guy. We're gonna go back to our old friend, the Bridge Dragon. We'll go 3 shots on him, and then we'll go ahead and call it here. I have to kind of feel like I need to ask my friend to kind of being like, alright. This curse mark. Did I screw myself out of any use on the curse mark? I am very curious if that is the case or not. Alright. Come along, slime. Okay, good, good. Alright. Gonna go for the eye. I mean, not too shabby for a first go. Sorry, we'll do 2 more. See how the old dragons continue to stack up here. I do enjoy my slime. My slime is quite fun. Alright. Gotta close the gap on the dragon. Dang it. Alright, that doesn't count. That doesn't count as one of the tries. Just immediately get flambéed. Should be a bit careful also about not losing out on the ruins. slime, you ready? Cool. Alright, run over here. To a certain extent. I want to try and make it so that it has to kind of pick and choose between me and the slime in order to who to be facing. Now slime is sinking with spears. Get over here. There we go. Don't know how far the fire goes. There we are. There we go. Great, enemy felled. Dragonheart. Yay! I'm noticing that it's saying that a new power is available. But alright. So it's good to know that we're able to take down some things. I say in theory, basically, that might be the key to taking down that big guy over there. Oh, actually. I say actually a lot here. I know there was a comment in an old video while we're here, that mentioned that basically we should try and get our Radon rune activated, which previously we couldn't get in here, but the implication was that it should be available now. At the very least, let's take a look at that. Because that shouldn't take long, right? Right? Alright, also gonna level up here real quick. Get more faith. Actually, real quick, how close are we to the giant laser glaive? What spell would we give out? Probably Frozen Lightning Spear. Okay, 40 for Lanciax Glaive. And then, yeah, the other one was 60, right? Yeah, 50 faith, okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Alleviate Death build-up. Yeah, and we need 16 Arcana if we wanted to do the Swarm of Flies. Oh yeah, I forgot the how would basically draw enemy aggro. I do wonder if knockback enemies would be also counted for, like, stagger. But actually, Golden Vow might be good, especially if we're using slime. Alright. Let's see now if this tower over here is not somehow magically open. Oh, what do we have here? I'm dry as a bone. Fool dragon, surrender your strength. Let me feast on your heart. do kind of half wonder, like, no dragon's gonna suddenly descend on us here, right? Huh. I don't quite remember this being available here last time, but maybe I was too focused on looking at the base previously. I mean, I see something right over there that I definitely want to try and get to, but I don't know if Torrent... Nah, okay. I don't think they would be able to make it, at least by default here. But over here should work. Hello. Ouch. I honestly expected him to be a bit weaker than he was. Alright, smoldering butterfly. Okay. I don't even need a torrent to walk this thing here. So what do we have? Whoopsie. There we go. Alright, stone sword key, not bad. Would it be possible to just make a full circle here? I'm gonna assume that maybe these soldiers like only moved in on this area after we killed Radon. I mean, I don't remember them before, but it also feels weird that I would have noticed them. I mean, it could not be the case. Maybe, like, you know, I was hinted at going here. And I knew how to get here, but I was thinking this would be for, like, Dragon Blight only? But there was always a question of, basically, does Caelid count as Dragon Blight or not? Oh, and there's even additional ladders. Okay. Oh. Quite a few ladders. So yeah, I wonder if these are new then. Because, I mean, it does seem like someone, like, you know, scaling the tower, as it were. And I assume these soldiers and myself, we're all looking for a way in. And that's destroyed there, so what if we go this way? Okay, good, good. And I say good, good, but technically it's a one-way trip. I mean, in theory, drop. Okay, no fall damage. We're just trying to get to the top of this tower. And then we'll call it, for reals. I feel like this is a slightly better end than just killing a dragon we've been trying to kill for quite some time. And I'm still curious if there's anything I can do with that death mark now. Or the curse mark. Okay, that one's completely eroded. It's a bit interesting, yeah, basically needing to climb this divine tower as compared to the other ones with the elevator. Okay, that works, kind of. Can I duck? I can summon Torrent. Oh, now think about it. Okay, okay. If I can summon Torrent, that means I can get over some of these other gaps here. It's okay. Yeah, so we head back to that one. Whee! Alright, we said that to kind of go down again, but... yeah, don't think fully necessary. Whew. Okay, over here. I can already see it in my mind's eye, falling from this tower. But okay, we get up here. Let me go over here. Alright, torrent. Okay, good. Oof. Okay. And go up. Kinda hard to tell exactly where we are in the total elevation here. Man, just seeing ladders this big just makes me think of like ye old-timey warfare and whatnot, having to build all this stuff by hand. Ooh, here we are. The Divine Tower of Caelid. Lost Grace discovered. Yep. Okay, Divine Tower of Caelid's center, which implies that we get other points. Either upper and or lower. Okay. No secret revealing itself. Oh, door. It did not look like a door at first. Okay, well here's the elevator. Though, what if we go the other way? Like, do both points access the elevator, like central shaft? Or does this go like down? Ooh, it does go down. That guy could have ambushed me, but he chose not to. Interesting. I mean, I've always wondered what's like at the bottom here. Oh, it's now from this side. Aw. I wonder if the implication is... Okay, we can't summon Torrent in here. But, like... we can fall if we want to. Okay, can't really, like, activate those unless maybe... hit it with fire? No, okay. Okay, so there's a little, like, point of ingress there and there. Okay. Hug here. Oh, there's an elevator all the way down there. Like a man-made elevator. Yeah, it's a bit further of a fall than I thought, but if we go this way, we can kind of go along the stone, like, beams. Right, further down. Whoop! Okay. I mean, anything you can walk away from, right? Okay, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Alright, going to rune 12. Huh. I want to be like, now what? But I mean... I think we're supposed to go on that side. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. Oof, 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 oof. Oof, 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 oof. Do not like. Do not like. Dang it. You died. Wow, there's... Wow. You can go all the way to the bottom, like subterranean. That said, we do really need those ruins back. Boy, in hindsight, hopefully the crumbling bit repaired itself. I'm going to assume that it did. There we go. I don't want to risk losing ruins to these guys in case they're like high level. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's been repaired. So bump. Oh yeah. I go over this way. Excellent. Our ruins are right here. I do feel like I should teleport back. We should level up with these ruins. Even if it means breaking into some golden ruins here. And then we can explore a bit safer. Okay, to level up, we need about 2,000... 2,500, let's say. Okay. 2,500, so... I mean, we could try using 3 of these. Okay, cool. We have just enough. Alright, level up. More faith. There we go. Now we have no reason to fear falling. Although, given that down below seems almost like a dungeon in and of itself, let's try going up and seeing if we just can't activate the ruin, and then we'll save the dungeon bit for next time. Since that seems like it could be quite the trek. Now, all that said, that's assuming that this elevator even works. I can see the elevator maybe not working. We have to go down below to activate it. Oh, no, alright, it works. I'm still very intrigued on what waits below. Up, 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 up we go. 2 divine towers in a single day. Not too shabby, even though only one of them was, only this one really is activating a ruin. The other one gave us a curse mark that I don't know what to do with, because Rajier has been dead a couple times over by now. Between letting out Blaidd and that, like, I do wonder if we're just kind of doomed on any progress on any of that stuff. Okay, restore the power of the Great Rune. Radon's Great Rune. And let's see here. Raises maximum HP, FP, and stamina. A Great Rune of the Shard Bearer, Radon. Its blessing raises maximum HP, FP, and stamina. Radon was among the children of Rennala and Radagon, who became demigod stepchildren after Radagon's union with Queen Marika. The Great Rune burns to resist the encroachment of the Scarlet Rot. Interesting. Yeah, it was among the children of Rennala and Radagon. And then became demigod stepchildren. Okay, yeah, okay. I see how that works, I think. But okay, so that's activated now. Oh, that does remind me. I don't think we checked out the description of the remembrance for Radon. Radon. Where are our remembrances? I doubt they'd be here, right? Yeah, these are all talismans. Armor. Sorceries. Alright, key items. Here we go. I don't think I cashed in Radon's remembrance yet. But boy, am I not seeing it. Ah, here we are. Remembrance of Star Scourge Radon, hewn into the Earth Tree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the finger reader. Alternatively, the Red Lion General wielded gravitational powers which he learned in Celia during his younger days. Also, he could never have to abandon his beloved but scrawny steed. I do like how they address the very skinny horse. And yeah, it was mentioned basically in the Radon video that I'd not read this remembrance, so I'm reading it now. Okay, let us go back to the center and go ahead and call things here, and boy, today did not exactly go as I thought it would go, but hey, we finally found Ranni's body. That's been a long-standing thing we've wanted to do. So, glad we got that out of the way. Took care of the bridge dragon. That's basically another one of the big dragons done. Should find some time to eat his heart when we have the chance. Though we didn't get a new power from it, interestingly enough, still. And, yeah, we still need to go back to Nokstella. I really thought we would get into Nokstella today, but that was not the case at all. Instead, everything else. I mean, heck, I'm still curious about basically if Renna's Rise is now open. I mean, Eegee's still there. We don't know where Blaidd is yet. Man, so much more to do. But alright, let's go ahead and wrap things up here for today. Yeah, like I said, good progress is made. Hold on real quick. My eyes look extremely bloodshot. Okay, they are. But yet, funny enough, look less draconic, though. If anything, I look more normal than I've looked before. I swear. Taking in every single different power in this game. We're just an amalgamation of conflicting forces at this point. But, alright, yeah, next time we're going to go basically down into the Divine Tower of Blaidd. I'm very curious what awaits us down there. I do want to go back to Nokstella. I do feel like we should check in with Ranni at Renna's Rise. Because I'm thinking maybe that Blaidd will be there and maybe a boss fight. But I expected him to be there before, and he wasn't, so I don't know what's up with that. Obviously, we have definitely kind of made an enemy of the Two Fingers time and time again, but they still seem okay with everything, so, curious about that as well. And I do love me my new slime. I think other ashes are better, but the slime is fun seeing what I could be doing. It's kind of neat seeing, like, they were going through all my incantations, using the black dagger, like, that was pretty cool. I do wish I could lock them into a weapon type, like, I think basically doing, like, boxer would have been better, but I did not think incantations would have been an option there, so the fact that we have that is cool. I love that. But, okay. Like I said, all that stuff and more next time. So, until then, later.